I'm Jono, and I thought I would make a work in progress video on I'm making a touchscreen controller for Cubase using OSC, and OSC stands for Open Stage Control. It's very new in my life, so I am a beginner, and yeah, this is a rabbit hole. And basically, what started out as I'm just going to make one page just to have just some buttons, key commands and stuff like that, has kind of escalated from a rabbit hole into a full-blown warren. But yeah, this is work in progress, and it's probably never going to be finished because it's always going to be added to. But obviously there are a few people that have helped, because I am not a coder, although I would like to learn, and I'm just sort of having a look at scripting and trying to figure out what any of it means and stuff. But yeah, let's have a little look at it. And I've got to say thanks to, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, but Mihkel Zilmer. He's like this amazing coder and composer, and he's made it possible for various buttons to show up, and I'll get into all that in a minute. But yeah, a guy called Manaberry who started a thread on this, which has just escalated into something amazing. A composer called Rivlin, who I checked out some of his music. He's a really good composer, but he made a video on this, and I just instantly, it blew my mind when I saw it and just went, oh my God, let's try this out. And obviously, last but not least, Clelson Lopez, the long-suffering Cubase whore that can basically make anything. But yeah, anyway, so let's have a little look at what I've been up to. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jono, not Bonophonic touch control. Obviously, this is the main page that opens up. I haven't really actually done much with the main page because I've been so busy doing MIDI stuff, because there's just so much MIDI stuff to program. But this is going to be the landing page, and I have probably favorite stuff that I use like all the time, a mixed bag of commands, and obviously other stuff like exporting stuff. I've got tabs here which are empty, and if I press on them, you'll have to just trust me that these are basically pages. They're called tabs, but this is a switch that switches between them all. Also, I should say this before I carry on, I have OSC networked on a Mac Mini, and I'm using OBS. Figured out, man, I don't have a capture card capturing this. I have networked OBS using something called NDI, and if there's a tiny bit of lag, it's because of that. But I assure you, there is absolutely no lag with OSC. It's amazing, especially if you network in a computer. It's the only way to go. But yeah, so if you see me pressing something and it's slightly delayed, it absolutely isn't. But anyway, right, okay, so I've designed this so far with the ethos of I hate page hopping. I hate it. There's no point having a touch screen if it's going to make your work slower, like the workflow slower. So with that in mind, I always think that you've got to be able to do a few things at the same time. And there are also duplicates of certain buttons, because what's the point in doing a certain thing and then having to go back to another page to select another button to go back again? So sometimes it's handy to have commands in the same thing. But predominantly this is I'm using my hands as if you can actually see it. I use the mouse here. Predominantly you've got the top half, the upper zone, which Steinberg would like, and the lower zone, the lower panel. So when I'm going to use my fingers. If I use the mouse, you can see what I'm clicking on, but I'll use my fingers to start with. So we've got these switches. Use the mouse again. We've got these switches here, or these are buttons, and main is what we're already on, right? If I select MIDI, all of a sudden we have the MIDI panel up the top. If I select sample libraries, up the top, audio, which is that's empty. Edit and JMB are just something that I haven't even worked on yet. But down here in the bottom on the lower panel, we've got selected lower panel, which is this. And then I have something called note selection, which changes the whole panel to a note selection tool. And transport is something I'm going to put in there soon. I never normally use transport because I have a dock and I use the QWERTY keyboard, but now the computer's networked. Like, the problem you have if you don't network a computer, a touchscreen to it, when you are in Cubase or your DAW, that's in focus. So when you click out of that, say like you want to listen to something on YouTube or for inspiration, or say that you want to check an email quickly or whatever you're going to do. As soon as you click out of Cubase, it's out of focus. So let's just say that you've gone out of focus and then you want to touch the touchscreen. You touch the touchscreen once and then it brings it in focus, but it didn't activate any commands because you've still got to press the command. So you end up having to press twice. And then when you've pressed it, Cubase is out of focus, so you can't see plugins, you can't see any of this stuff. So it's kind of useless natively. And so having it networked is actually an amazing way of just getting around that. And getting back to the transport thing, if it's networked, it means the transport panel, the buttons are never going to disappear. It's never going to go out of focus. So you'll stop and start. When you're leaning over here to play on your other keyboard or whatever you're doing, the transport panel is actually suddenly really useful. But I only thought about doing it the other day, so that unfortunately is empty. Also down here in the lower panel, I have, because I love the zoom button so much, I always use the zoom buttons. I wanted to always be able to see those no matter what. And so this has a sub panel in it, and this changes to markers, quantize, and inside here we've got other things, other nested things. But yeah, along here I've got buttons I always use, like render in place, hide tracks, and panic button. We've got other tabs, branding. I haven't filled these up yet. Visibility buttons and stuff. Like I said, I've been doing mostly MIDI stuff, but yeah, let's go back to the MIDI page for a minute. Okay, so up here we have select velocity and fix velocity. I'll show you this working in Cubase in a minute because I've actually got it all working. Here on the right, on the left-hand side, I've got CC lanes. So show certain CC lanes like mod data, expression data, show and hide whatever you want. You have to program that in Cubase as far as, at the moment, this is how that works. I've got these nifty little labels to tell me what the hell any of it does. Here are transpose buttons, so I transpose anything selected by semitones up an octave or down an octave. And then I've got add to selection, so I can actually, I'm actually going to put this in the same window, so I don't have to, again, page hop. But add to selected is that if I press a 7, I would add a fifth to whatever I've selected, so that's quite handy. Over here, let's go along actually. Here we've got the main functions, and obviously work in progress, there's all sorts of other stuff, but these are the ones that are mostly used, always used, and occasionally used. Then we've got mod for modulation, and all of these, mod, expression, vibrato, volume, and velocity, are all the main, I don't want to say players, but you know what I mean, like they're the main CCs that you, continuous controllers that you're going to piss around with, manipulate. So obviously I've got raise and lower mod by 1, 2, 5, or 10. I've also got compress and expand mod. These here will, I haven't programmed these yet actually, it's just been something I've been meaning to do, but when I select a bit of data, I can hit one of these buttons and it will make that data point go to 60 or 80 or 120, you know, whatever. These buttons here, I'll explain this because I've mirrored it with every one of these. These will raise and lower mod by 10, 5, 2, or 1, and that will do it in the entire event. Over here, I thought, why stop there? I don't just want to always raise mod all the way. Sometimes I just want to actually put the locators and only raise the mod in the locators and not touch the rest of it. So when you have it on cycle range, it does the same by 1, 2, 5, or 10, and compress and expand, but only in the locators. I also have done note range, which is useful for when you lasso notes and you just want to move the data on those notes and you're not using locators. So what you do is you click on there, and then these, I've changed the color slightly just to indicate to the user that it's changed. And you have to have auto select controllers on for this note range thing to work. But again, same 1, 2, 5, and 10, compress and expand. And I've done that for expression, vibrato, volume, velocity. Velocity doesn't have note range because when you select velocity, it already is the note range, right? So this is when selected. which I can show. These here, this is going to be for custom stuff, raise stuff like mod and expression, weird combinations of things, but I haven't put these in there. I just sort of started building it. And here is going to probably be a scales tab where I just select notes and just instantly go, I want this to actually be in mixolydian mode or whatever. But I've kind of stopped thinking about that for a moment because Cubase 11 has got a wicked scaler thing in it. So I need to think whether it's worth having that or not. Anyway, that's the main, data editing thing. Here we've got delete, select, copy, and cursor. So I've changed the colors just so it represents, but delete, so this will delete all data in an event. If I click cycle range, it will delete only the CCs, same principle as this, it will delete just within the cycle range, the locators, and again, note range. And I've put the button again there, so you don't have to page hop and go, oh God, where's that button gone? So it's just there conveniently. I've done the same with select, so this will select all. If you click on, where's the mouse? If you click on or tap on mod or expression, brightness, whatever, it will do everything in the whole event, everything in the cycle range, and select everything in note range. And then I did copy. So this will copy all data. These are macros. And this is useful if you want to copy mod to expression, expression to mod, just copy and then go to another track. So you can copy everything. And there could be a lot more buttons here, but these are just general ones that I created. And again, copy only in cycle range and copy in note range. And then something that I haven't quite finished yet is copy data on the cursor, which is really valuable. Say you have your cursor and you want to delete all data before the cursor, you just literally go cursor. I've done notes, data, and notes and data. So let's just say you wanted to delete all data before the cursor, you would select all, copy all, or delete all. Same with after cursor. This will just do the notes, and this will do the notes and the data. I haven't done this yet, but audio, in the audio tab, there's going to be literally, so you can select events and stuff in the actual project window. But yeah, this is quite extensive. I'll show you it working in a minute. Okay, so that's just the general tab. Here we've got CC faders. So we've got mod, expression, vibrato, volume, magic, variation, speed. We've got mic positions. This is going to be expanded on. I just haven't had time, but basically these are just going to be the general pages. Here I've just started creating buttons for switches for, let's say that you just want to use the Hans Zimmer piano by Spitfire. I mean, that bad boy's got like 16 mics in it, so I'm going to have a button that you click on Spitfire, it will come up with some of their libraries. A lot of them share the same mics, like 3 mics or 5 mics. But you will click that and instantly the faders will change exactly to what you're using. And I'll get onto something else in a second when I show you it. But XY pads, this I haven't connected yet, but I'm going to have multiple XY pads that control various things. Really useful for like Omnisphere and whatever. Can't show you that yet. ADHSR, obviously self-explanatory. The nudge and the transpose option is going to go now. Scale is probably going to go. The nudge panel is important, but I don't know where to put it yet. But that's generally the MIDI side of things. So what I was saying about the design of it, of wanting to be able to do multiple things at once, let's say that I want to select some notes. I can go to the note selection tool. And the reason why I've done it in 2 halves like this is because what's the point in being able to select a note if when you've selected the note, what are you going to do with the selection? You're going to have to go through another page and say, right, I want to select that note there, and then I want to turn it into all of them at 81, or I want to raise or lower them, which is why I put these here, so you don't have to go into this window here. Also, if you select a note, you can go onto the transpose up here and then transpose that selected note, or you can add to the selected note, or you can use this panel here to copy the selected notes. But yeah, that's the way of thinking of that. God, the note selection by itself. We'll do the note selection in a minute. Okay, so sample libraries. This is something I've just literally figured out with the help of Mihkel Zilmer. I'm sorry I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Total genius for figuring this out. But basically, when I click on a track in Cubase, the articulations will change contextually. And here, this tab here is for if I want to show specific libraries or instruments, I will just literally click on a button. And if I want CS4, I don't know what that is. Albion strings. If I click on that, then they will just appear. So it's good to have both. But yeah, this will change. I'll show you it working in a moment. Audio. Haven't done much to audio because the MIDI side of things has taken so long. But this is going to be all audio editing stuff. Again, on the main page as well. Going to have a bit of that processing offline stuff. And there's going to be an extensive automation panel of which I've got the Cubase values of the actual volume. I didn't do this on the MIDI faders because it's pointless because it goes up to 127, but these are the values of Cubase, and this shouldn't be there. It's very rough, but this is where you'll be able to automate panning and all this kind of stuff. But something that I'm going to actually do is with this dynamic articulation panel, when you click on a track and specific articulations show, I'm also going to have other controls for that one track. So say that you load up Junk XL Brass, I'm going to have potentially the mic positions as well. I'm going to have the attack and release, whatever controls around what, just so you've got one panel for the one instrument, so it's all contained, so you don't have to do anything, like go anywhere else. But yeah, that's going to take quite a bit of work figuring all that out. And the audio stuff, I'm interested to see what's going to happen with that. This fader here by design will be when selected. So when you select a track, you instantly will be able to ride automation with this. I mean, it's just instant. Thing is, I've got an Avid dock, so I've got an actual fader, so I don't really care too much about that, but you know, it's kind of one of these handy things to have. What else? Yeah, the edit is that is an empty carcass at the moment. But yeah, let's go to the lower panel again. So we've got zoom. I haven't got all the zoom buttons because what's the point? I don't use them all. Like there's just so many of them. Markers, I've got all the marker features, set markers as well, and set cycle markers. Quantize options. I personally use the number pad on the keyboard, like to change the quantize options, but it's handy to have them because I'll show you exactly why, because you need a button to trigger something, but sometimes it's handy to have your left hand and just do that when you're using the mouse, so it's there as an option. Snap types and grid types, and then track types, create a track, add most used, and then add global. So I wasn't even going to bother putting these here because it's kind of the thing where you just make a track, a global track, like oh, I'm going to have a video track, and you do that at the start of a session, you know, and that's it. You don't ever do it again. But I just thought, why not? We can, so we shall. And zones and configurations, that's going to be for literally showing lower zone, right zone, left zone, mixer configurations. It might get quite extensive, so it might actually go into one of these panels over here. But yeah, generally, that is a walkthrough. Oh, no. We got to do the note selection panel. Spent quite a lot of time on this. It's not finished either. I've done 4/4 time. Okay, so here we've got 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, up to 7, 8, and I figured that's enough for me. 4/4 time's probably got 200 commands in it alone, so you're talking about 2,000 commands to actually make this properly work. But first things first, select your time signature, and all of these buttons are mirrored, so once you learn one, you know it all. 4/4 time, you have your options for changing quantize type to bar beat, use quantize and adaptive quantize, and then you can change the project to dotted or triplet. And we've got this nifty little wheel here that when you press on it, it will change the quantize again, I use the number pad, but because the touchscreen is so quick being networked, it is so fast to just do that. I'm doing that with my finger. You can't really see, can you? Let's do that. Okay, now you can actually see what I'm talking about. Okay, so yeah, down the right, we've got time signatures, 2, 4, 3, 4. So you click on them and all those buttons, those numbers are just for me to remember what I assign stuff to, but they're all identical. Every button is different and unique. But once you learn one panel, then you know it all. That was my philosophy. But yeah, here you've got the quantize type, bar beat, use quantize, and then dotted and triplet, and then this wheel that when you click on it with your finger, it will change. So I'll use my finger now, and it is literally that quick. So it's something that I'm growing to love because I'm so used to the number pad, but it's quite handy. Anyway, right, so I'm back, and something I always think it's important, especially when you're exhausted, to actually know, especially if it's something new that you're kind of using, to know what the hell's going on. So as an indicator of what time signature note selection you're on, if down here in the bottom you have 4/4 time, click on it, it changes to 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4. Let's stick on 4/4. These top buttons are 16ths. If I change them here, they all go to 30-second notes and beats. That is 1 bar, and when you go 30 seconds, that's half a bar. So I haven't quite figured out how to do a whole bar and not mess up the buttons, but I thought half a bar is better than none. The bottom row are triplets. So we've got 8 triplets, 16ths, and then 32s. And here we have every first beat of every bar, every second beat, every third beat, and every fourth beat. And again, with this, if you have this event button, this will, if you select beat 1 with event, that will have every beat 1 in every bar for the whole duration of all the data in the event. If you select selected data, it will just do it in the selected data that you have selected, and then obviously data in locators. If you were working on a chorus, a pre-chorus to a song, and you wanted all the kick drums on the downbeats to be raised, you would set your locators, click data in locators, and then click 1, and then it would just select them all, and then you can just raise or lower instantly. That was the madness of thinking about this kind of thing. It's probably nothing new to most people. But yeah, that once you learn that, then they're all the same for 5/4, you know, whatever. But again, it's work in progress. So yeah, let's have a little look and see some of this in action then. How am I going to do this? Full screen. And we're in Cubase. Okay, so I've made... okay, so you can see the touch screen hopefully in the top right corner now. It's a bit small compared to what it was, but it'll show you at least what's going on. Let's change that. So let's show, here's a track with loads of CC data in it. Now, let's just say I want to delete mod. Go to the delete panel and just hit the mod button, and instantly it will delete. So let's undo that. Let's delete expression. Okay, so that deletes all. What about if I just want to delete in the cycle range? Let's delete mod in cycle range. And there you go. And in note range, if you select notes, we need that on. If we go note range and delete mod, it will only delete in the note range. And the same goes for the selection tools and stuff like that, but I think you get the general idea. Select I don't know, whatever, just select all expression. There you go, and it selects, and you can do whatever you want. So let's delete expression, and oh, I'm on note range. Silly me. It's all too technical. Okay, I've deleted expression. Let's say I want to copy mod to expression. We go to the copy. I want to copy all data, and I want to copy mod to expression. doing wrong? Oh, I think I'm pressing the wrong fucking button. Copy all data. Well, I have to test some stuff. Let me delete fib. Okay, let's try delete all notes and CCs. Okay, so that works. Let us copy. Oh, I know why. Unfortunately, because it's a macro, you have to actually press it twice. So mod to expression. Oh, you fucker. I don't know why one's working and one's the other. I must have, when I was tired, I must have got the wrong way round. But yeah, the select button right now copies mod to expression. Oh, God. More sleepless nights of actually trying to make sure. I haven't tested all this yet, so, you know, whatever. Anyway, let's show some other stuff. I think you understand what this does. So cursor, I want to... let's undo this so we've got data to play with, so I don't have to waste any time. Let's say I want to delete all data before the cursor. I press delete, and lo and behold, it deletes all the data. So let's undo that. I'll use the mouse so you can see what I'm doing. Cursor, I want to delete all the data before the cursor. And there you go. Okay, so delete all notes after cursor. Obviously, we've got a beach ball going on. Promise I'm not going to go on about the beach ball in this video. And finally, after the beach ball, he deleted the notes. Of course, you didn't see that because, oh God, there they are. They reappeared. Shall we do it again, just so you can see? Okay, delete all notes after cursor, and there we have it. Let's put the touchscreen back up again. Right, so that's all self-explanatory. Let's show you the mod. Okay, CC lanes over here. Let's just show mod. There we go. And I'm going to use, I have to use the mouse so you know where I'm clicking. I'm going to raise the mod by 10. I'm on velocity at the moment, so make sure you're on there. I'm going to raise it by 10. I'm going to lower it by 10. And now I'm going to compress it. And there you see it's being compressed, and expand does the opposite. You want to see expression? We click on expression. I've obviously deleted all the mod data though, so there is nothing to show. Show you CCs, handy button. Okay, right, so that shows all that kind of standard stuff. Let's show on an instrument. Okay, so here is chamber strings. Let's put this over here. If on the touch screen I choose CC faders, if you look at the volume on here, the fader brings it up and down. There's a bit of a lag because it's over the network. Same with mod. If you look at dynamics, expression, and vibrato. And then let's go to the mic positions. You want the close mic up, close mic, tree, ambient, and you know, you assign whatever you want. So that's cool. Like I said, XY pad isn't programmed yet, but I can't wait to have a play with that, because that's when things get creative with sound design and stuff. Okay, so let's show the note selector working. I'm trying to keep this video down, but it's just impossible, isn't it? I mean, I know people enjoy 25-hour videos, but I'm trying to keep it down. Okay, so what we've got here are notes, note data. The bottom ones, they are eighths. These are eighth triplets. These are 16th triplets, and these are 30 seconds and 30-second triplets. So with the, let me see if I can move the screen a bit so you can see this. That's better. Okay. A little bit more. Okay, cool. I'm just trying to look at the screen of where the touch screen is. Right. So on the note selection panel, I'm going to use the event button. Use the mouse so you can see again down here, and this will affect all data within the event. So I'm going to press this, which is the first beat of every bar, and let's just pay attention to this 16th here, these here, all right, because obviously there's overlap with certain note selections. I mean, every first triplet is the same as every first downbeat of every simple time measure. But okay, so we're going to go through them and cycle through them. So you see, there's the first 16th. Sorry, this one here we'll pay attention to, not this one here. Okay, third 16th, fourth 16th, fifth 16th, which is the first beat. Okay, you get the idea, right? So now we're going to look at triplets. In fact, let's just stay with that because you know the principle of this. Okay, that's events. So let's do data in locators. Let's just say that we wanted to edit between these two bars. We put the locators there, and on the touch screen we've changed to data in locators, and let's just do beat 1 again, and it will only do those two. It won't do any of the other data. Let's go back to event, beat 1, and then we can press down here, lower and raise selected, and we can just go, yeah, pump the kick drums up by 10 or 5 or whatever, you know. Okay, so, and also selected data. If we just select, say that we just select that with the mouse, and we're on selected data, we choose button beat 1, and it will only do the beat 1s of the selected data. And to confirm that, on lasso this, there's only 2 beat 1s. And it does the second beat. This could be, oh man, I haven't slept much recently, but yeah, I did test this. This 4/4 panel works very well. Of course, my modesty prevents me from saying it works too well, but I've heard it works. These 16ths at the top, we changed this to, they've gone blue, and this now goes 30 seconds. So if we look at the top, this is 30 seconds, not the very top, but this one here. Sorry, I've got it in selected data. Right, beat 1, beat 2, 30-second, third 30-second, fourth 30 seconds, fifth 30-second, and so on. So now let's go for the triplets, right? All of the downbeats will be selected, but these are 8th triplets. And here, these are 8th triplets here. Obviously, we've got to wait again. Oh man, I can't wait to get a new computer. Seriously. Okay, so the third triplet, and then obviously the fourth triplet. Now, if we change that to 16th triplets, I only did these notes here just to demonstrate it working. The second one, the third one, the fourth one, and then we've got 30 seconds. Yeah, anyway. And again, this works in data and locators. Let's select all 8th triplet, first triplets in data and locators. Select the 6th triplet, and so on. Yes. Anyway, the note selection thing is quite handy. I've got to do all the other time signatures and stuff, but yeah, it's one of these things that just instantly, when you just want to select all the beats and just raise all the volume, and it is quick just to actually use your mouse and keyboard to do this and stuff. But sometimes it's just handy just to these buttons work from the project window as well. So when you're actually listening, you go, oh, I just want to pump them up just a little bit. You can press these buttons in the project window and then just nudge them just by one. You know, so you could use it for surgical stuff, or not use it at all. Just use a mouse. You know, whatever. Okay, so that's the note selection panel shown. Let's show you something fun. Okay. I think, yeah, we'll just wrap this video up now, because this could go on forever and ever, but I'll just leave it on this one note, one thing. So basically, we've got some audio. This is a string library. No, actually, no. I can't wrap it up yet. I've got to show you something else. Okay. Right. We're going to go into Sample Library tab. And like I was saying about Dynamic Articulation panel, this is contextual. And when you click, at the moment it works with instrument tracks. It can work with MIDI tracks as well. This is basically Mihkel Zilmer's work that I just blew my mind when oh my God, you can do this. I'm not going to go into how to do it in this video at all, because it would just go on and on. But we'll see and make some videos about the stuff if anyone's interested in it. But basically, when you select an instrument track that doesn't have expression maps, it will just display this one button that says no expression map. And I'll click on another one that doesn't have any to prove this. So now I've got Junkie XL Brass with expression maps, and I've also got Symphonic Winds by Spitfire with expression maps, and I've set up Berlin Winds Revive with expression maps for demonstrations, and also because I like using them. But Junkie XL Brass has got a full brass patch, has got three articulations. So watch what happens when I click on this. Instantly on the touch screen, I've got 3 buttons. So now if I click on whatever, French horn A12, it changes to how many articulations are in the instrument, and I'll show you how many are in. Here you are: sustain, legato, sustain, sustain soft, sforzando, sustains, marcato, long, mark, short, stack, and staccatissimo, and rips. And if you look on the touch screen, they go from left to right and up. Sustains leg, sustains soft, sustains mark, long, short. And if I press this on the touch screen, how about staccato? Staccatissimo? Rips? So let's now select whatever. Solo flute. And let's have a trill. How about a legato? Maybe I want a cor anglais. I love how how slick this is with the track count and stuff. Expression maps have their own problems and stuff, but the fact that this works and I don't have to have hundreds of buttons everywhere that I don't use all the time, and it just literally is contextual, this for me is amazing. Let's go to another track, Berlin Winds Flute 1, legato. Now, what I was saying earlier about having everything contextual, now I'm demonstrating like how slick that can be. What I'm going to have eventually is, I've got to figure out how to do it, but I'm going to have this. So when I do select Berlin Winds Flute 1, I'm also going to have the mic positions show up exactly on this window. I'm going to have the, my memory serves me badly right now with what's in the capsule on that. And then I think there's an attack and a release tail, and basically the controls for that one instrument, the flute. And then when I click on clarinet 1, the buttons all change, all the articulations change, but they will also change and give the mic positions and all that stuff. So again, you don't have to page hop. And although that we've got in MIDI, we've got CC faders and mics and all that kind of stuff, when you're in the sample library thing, this is going to be a very specific thing for each library I own, which is why it's going to take a long time to do this. But first things first, getting the articulations working and stuff, which it does. I'm also going to figure out how to, when I select this, I really want like a banner to actually demonstrate, to show what selected track I'm on, because that would be really nice. I don't have to look at the screen up there. But yeah, I don't know. But that is, yeah, that's what I've been figuring out. I've been writing loads of music this week, and then I had to put this on hold for a bit, and I was thinking, oh man, I'm getting some ideas for this. But yeah, I couldn't have done that without help with people online. Like, that's not just me. But I will sign off with this video now, because this is only supposed to be a work in progress thing, and this is very much work in progress. And this is, again, Clelson Lopez, man. I'll put links in the description below this video. But yeah, the guy is a Cubase god, and I've been friends with him for a few years since studying at ThinkSpace with him. And the amount of conversations I've had with him online, just like, he's a brilliant musician as well, and violinist and all sorts of stuff, but he's a mathematician, which means that this kind of stuff is nothing to him. And the amount of requests I've said to him over the years, we created this whole thing of showing tracks with data on the fly, branding tracks, all this kind of mad stuff with macros with 20 commands in it and all this kind of shit. And I showed him OSC the other day, and he just lost his mind and went, oh my God, this is amazing. But he's really busy doing TV shows and stuff at the moment, and this is what he whipped up. I was talking to him about something. Let's get the marimba up. Actually, let's get this up. This is Jade Ethnic Orchestra. Amazing library. I've just been using it in a couple of tracks. It sounds amazing. What's that hard pan do? Okay, so the reason I'm showing this is because this is highly experimental at the moment, and definitely a prototype, and he absolutely doesn't mind me showing this, because I said to him, you know, how's this possible? And I know how to do this of triggering off the notes. He knows how to script everything else, so this is going to be exciting for me and him, I believe. But we're going to the MIDI under JNB, because this is the Jono, not Bonophonic touch controller. And here we have, and it's unnamed at the moment, but we have the makings of a harp, whatever. At the moment we have velocity, controlled. We'll be able to set any key and mode and all that kind of stuff. But I don't want to go into any of that because this is, he said to show it, so I will. But yeah, like for glissandos and stuff like this, like, I'm not doing that with a weighted keyboard. I am, however, going to do it with that. Oh, my finger's greasy. Let's change the pedals. These pedals work as well. Should have washed my hands. I hope you've been washing your hands. And obviously the velocity goes down. I'm so excited about this. But yeah, let's try it on mallets, shall we? It works on anything. Obviously, you've got to play in the range of the instrument. Without looking at it, I don't know, but strings. There are a lot of things to sort out with this, of distance between the actual strings, the buttons, we call them the strings, but yeah, we're gonna have a full-on run thing. And obviously all of these can have expression maps as well. So you can just literally go, I haven't programmed these ones, but you know, this is, yeah, let's get off that because I can already feel the excitement off people. But yeah, I don't know what else to say really. Like, there are a lot of plans with this. And yeah, this is my own personal controller that I'm making. Let's get out of here, shall we? This is my own personal controller I'm making. I may actually give it away. I don't know yet. I won't. It won't. If I do, it won't have any of Clelson stuff in it. But who knows? You may be able to buy it, and you should if you want. There are a few people that are amazing at this, and I'll put links and stuff to them. But if you need a lot of help, like real professional help, there are people that could literally do anything for you. I'm just a bit of a stubborn person where I just actually want to learn how to do it. So. Yeah, I don't know. It's easily the best touchscreen thing I've ever had. It's the most responsive. And a lot of that comes down to the fact it's mine. Like, you know, I'm making it how I want it and stuff. But yeah, you literally can do anything. Network the computer. Just don't mess around. Get 2 MIDI interfaces. Get a MIDI interface for the networked computer and plug the in to the out to the in with your main. And then you will never have any network problems. You know, it's the only way forward. But I guess I should say goodbye until next time, right? So yeah, hopefully this has been of interest into something. I don't know. Get in touch. I mean, I can happily make people templates and stuff for a certain fee, I guess, but depends again entirely on what functionality you want, because this has probably had 500 hours of work put into it, and that doesn't even include all the Cubase commands that I've made over the years, the knowledge of other people that's pulled into this kind of thing, and also like the way it looks. Like you can literally, if you're good at coding in JavaScript, you could make this look like it came from some child of Tron and the Minority Report machine. Like, you know, you can make it. This is like Iron Man version 1. You know, where he's in a cave and he builds this little ropey robot machine, but it kicks ass and he gets out. I'm not saying this kicks ass, but you know, who am I to say anything like that? It just works at the moment. But yeah, this, I'm just getting to a point where it's working, and then every button could be tweaked to how you want it to look. So, you know, whatever. It's highly nerdy. Maybe just stick with not and use a mouse. I don't know. Anyway, till next time.